Hello, hello.
Hello.
I think I've seen you more this week than I have in what? How many years?
I know, in the last 8, 7.
Wow. Have you been really teaching that long, Alyssa?
This will be my 8th year.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Cheese
try.
and Pete's.
I know. I'm gonna try something different with my internet. Let's see.
It doesn't seem like it's been that long since you came.
It doesn't feel like that long either.
This is my 17th year with St. Tammany.
17.
With St. Tammany.
Wow.
Yeah, I came with 20 years from Orleans.
Okay. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm the old one.
I didn't realize you taught that long before you came this way.
Yep. Since 1982.
That's awesome.
That's all I've ever done, really. You know, other than maybe some summer jobs when I was a kid, teaching's all I've ever done.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, I wanted to show you, Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
This is my cart. This will be my cart.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
We didn't exactly have choice. It's just like, here's your cart. I'm like, okay.
Like whatever technology cart they had on hand.
From what I understand, he's purchasing them.
Okay. Well,
Like, you know, it would have been nice to have gotten feedback, but that's okay.
at least that's better than whoever said that they were going to try to get one from school, but otherwise to get their own.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's what I said. You know, I said, well, you know, I would have preferred a metal one. And, oh, you can buy one if you want. No, that's good.
No.
I already have a metal one, so like I'm assuming that's what they're gonna make me use, which is fine by me because it's got like 3 shelves. It's a top, middle, and bottom, so I'll have lots of space on it. So
that's good. Mine is, they're like 2-hour long classes, almost 2 hours, and 3 long classes, and then a 50-minute class. So like,
okay,
they have first, third, and fifth for like, what is it, 108 minutes or something, and then 7th hour for 53 minutes. And then the next time they come, it's second, fourth, and sixth for 108 minutes, and then 7th hour again for 53 minutes. So 7th hour every time.
okay.
But then the other 3 alternate in blocks.
Well, he said my schedule will be very much like mine was last year. So it doesn't sound like we're blocking.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you know, when it comes out actually on paper, it could be something totally different.
Yeah.
He also did say that we could sing outside.
Okay, that's nice. Whenever whenever it's cooler out, or if you have a nice shaded place they can set up some, I mean, I'm sure fans would like totally mess up any sound you could get, but
well, I figure even if we go out once or twice a week, we'll be doing good, you know. So we'll have to, you know, I'm playing it by ear. I was also thinking today that, you know, I've been thinking about performances, and you know, that's like and we have our biggest one is our Veterans Day. So I was thinking if, you know, I can get my kids outside and have somebody with a video camera record them doing a couple of Veterans Day songs, we could actually put that on our TV station.
Yeah.
So that way we could still have quote unquote performances, even if they're not live.
Yeah.
And I could probably do that for Christmas as well.
Yeah, just no audience. What's your schedule going to be like, Mary? Do you know yet?
I am assuming block schedule. They haven't actually told us. She was going to email us today with a bunch of stuff. I think But I'm thinking it's going to be a block schedule, but they're going to do, so like, kind of like y'all, like Monday, they'll do all the even hours. But see, we have 8 periods. So they'll do all the even hours Monday and all the odd, and then on Fridays, they were telling me they're going to do, like, group A will come every other Friday. So the first Friday they come, that'll be the even hours. And then the second Friday they come will be the odd hours. So it's going to be, I was like, I'm going to need like a whole calendar of like looking at every day to see who I actually have, because I'm not ever going to remember. But that's what we're doing right now, I think.
The times are going to be different, but I can forward you what my principal sent, because it's the same thing where it's like A group odd hours, B group odd hours, A group even hours, B group even hours, and then the first Friday is A group odd hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next Friday is B group odd hours, and then the next Friday is A group even hours, and then B group even hours. So it's crazy. Like, I'm going to see most of my kids once a week or half of them once a week and the other half twice a week.
Not take it
depending on who comes on Friday.
Your TV, because my tablet's good. I don't want to charge my tablet.
Go. Plug your tablet up. Go.
Sorry. You know what helped me last year? Because I have 4th and 5th grade, different classes every day, and it's nuts that's not even counting my junior high stuff, is kids get planners. So I kept a planner, and I would just jot down every day, this class did this, or this class missed this. And that way I'd always have something,
I just bought a planner today because Jennifer Nucio, she does band at Folsom. She and I met today, and we're doing some stuff, and she had bought a Blue Sky planner, and it's a teacher planner, and it's weekly, monthly, I think. And so it has, like, anyway, she gets it to, like, plan stuff. I was like, I'm not that big of a planner, but I went ahead and ordered one so that I can write down what everybody did, so I can keep up with which group is on what, because I know I'm never going to remember all that.
That's
it's
it.
Not.
And especially with my little kids, there would be days when I'd miss this class for whatever reason, because of some function or whatever, and that way I could always go back and look or put it ahead that I needed to cover. Listen, tell your Folsom friend if she wants to get a Zoom together with the band directors. My husband certainly would be interested.
Okay. Yeah, she's
high and middle school.
She's so full of good ideas. I love getting together with her. She plans like everything for us, and I kind of just tag along. She makes me look good.
Those are the best.
Can I trade her with mine? I never hear from mine. Ronnie Mayu, I never hear from him.
Well, look, we had the first year I had a band director at Folsom, and she was great, but she was just like, she'd been doing it forever, and so she and I didn't really like collaborate. And then she quit, and the next year I had Mr. Freeshoe, which was just weird on many levels, because he was like, I don't know what I'm doing as far as like JPAMs and all this stuff, and I was like, it's my second year teaching, I don't know either. But then
with him.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, he taught some of my classes in college, and he and I did not get along well at Southeastern. Oh, but then we were coworkers, so that was fun.
Oh, fun.
And he loved me.
But
good teacher-student relationship.
I think it's because I was in all the classes with Heidi, and she was very opinionated about everything. So he kind of just like lumped us together and didn't like us together, and I was okay with that.
Yeah, no, I'm worried about since like half of my students I'm only going to see, whatever students I see, you're only going to see the first half of the alphabet and then the second half of the alphabet. So yeah, like writing down stuff in the planner is a good idea, because I'm worried I'm going to cover something with the first half and forget to cover it with the second half. But in JPAMs, they're still going to be together.
Yep.
So they have to.
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about that.
They have to have the same assignment. That was not me.
Sorry.
No. It's not me.
No, it's my dog. Sorry, she hears somebody outside. Lori, stop it. Hold on. I'll move the liver.
So like, yeah, she just, I'm not thinking about dogs now. Yeah, I'm just worried because they have about that, because I know myself about like, I'll try to obviously do the same things, but with only like sing half at a time, but they have to have the same assignments posted in JPMs.
Yeah.
And Google Classroom, because they're going to be in the same section still on there. So
That's a good point.
I don't know.
And you always teach it quicker or get through it easier the second time, right?
Yes. And with smaller groups, and my groups are already not like huge, most of them, especially my piano classes. So I'm like, okay, we're going to have time for like a 30-minute mini lesson, like one-on-one actual piano lesson every time I see them, which could be cool if I could make that work. If I could find something useful for the rest of the kids to do where they're not just practicing on their piano for 2 hours.
Wow, 2 hours. Yeah, now when I had a block schedule at McMain, I would take the first hour and do theory as a group.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second hour, they would go practice while I do the one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because we had real rich schedules at McMain.
Yeah, I was going to try, like, whether it's for piano or for choir, because they can't sing in choir right now anyway, to still structure it in like 20-minute blocks. So like kind of like how you would, similar to what you would do with a 30-minute like general music lesson, where you try to have different little blocks of things for them to do so they don't get bored.
Right.
Because I could easily probably rehearse the choir for 2 hours. I've done it before with after school rehearsals, but I cannot just do the same thing for 2 hours. Like, so I don't know, 20 minutes on rhythm or spoken solfege and speaking solfege and rhythm, 20 minutes of music history, 20 minutes of theory, and then 20 minutes of, I don't know, I have a class set of ukuleles.
Yeah, that was a cool idea.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get some more, but they're, expensive right now because a lot of people are trying to get them. I've had to reorder like 3 times because they keep running out of stock. So I'm trying to get more, but it's proving to be difficult. But yeah, but they're like just, plastic ukuleles. They're not the greatest quality, but something I can easily sanitize between the groups and, use them towards the end of the block so that they're all dried of the Lysol and wiping down of stuff. But yeah, just trying to structure things in different little mini blocks is kind of what I was thinking of trying to do in class.
I was thinking of trying to maybe split my choir up to where half of them would be working on teaching them piano.
Mm-hmm.
And the other half I'd be doing theory, and then they swap. So at least they could be learning to play their voice parts.
That's true. I have my pianos are in a different room than my choir classes meet, but I mean, I could bring them in and just, I don't know, do whatever with the other room, but I just don't want to show them that I don't need it and then have them take it away. You know what I mean?
Understand.
Because I like
Totally
having it separate, and I don't want them to be like, oh, if you're not really using it, we'll give it to someone else.
Yeah, my room is huge, so.
Yeah, so, yeah, but that's a good idea, doing piano with them, because they're going to be in smaller groups anyway.
What about like video analysis, where like you have a singer and you kind of teach them about like, okay, well, this is what they're doing well, and this is what they're not doing so well, and kind of analyzing so that they can kind of see an example?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I did that with a lesson with my choir where I had on YouTube, I found a poor choir, a good choir, and a really great choir all playing the same song or singing the same song. And that was a really neat lesson. They got a lot out of that. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Especially if it's a song y'all are working on.
Right. Yeah.
You get to sing.
Yeah.
And what are y'all thinking about as far as what are you going to give them to do on the days they're not there?
Well, at some point I would like them to be working on like rhythmic exercises or sight reading exercises. Because what I thought was, because it's for such a small amount of time that we really would do that while we're sight reading, we could hum instead of sing. Because with their mouths completely closed, there's no extra aerosols being spread by humming. And they're all wearing masks. So, and it's supposedly completely safe to have them hum for short amounts of time. So If we are doing okay with that in class, leaving a sight reading for them to work on, and then I don't know, maybe like the next time I see them, then I would kind of check to see how they're doing. I don't know if that counts. Does it have to be something that, like, do they have to actually submit something on Google Classroom every week, or do we just have to have something that they need to work on?
Yeah, I mean, my understanding is we just have to give them work to do, and especially for our subject area, I don't see why it has to be written.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like theory packets and sight reading packets to send home for them to work, and then they bring them the next day for me to check.
That's
You
true.
know, or you can assign them a video to listen to a particular choir, or
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Like a written response.
yeah, that would be good too, an analysis or
You
critique.
you could add a video to a Google form, and then have the long response box for them to type back into, and then they could submit that into a Google Classroom assignment. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually, doing that, especially if you're going to be enforcing it in class too.
Yeah. What about, so I'm just thinking, like, so are we going to be able, like, because you can make as many Google Classroom classes as you want, right?
Yeah.
So technically, couldn't we put, like, you know, a group A classroom and a group B classroom for now? Like, I think I may do that. That way I'm not, like, I know it creates more work as far as like posting assignments, but you can just duplicate the assignment in there.
Yeah.
And then I'm not like posting a video and saying, oh, only group A work on this one, you know, because I just feel like it's going to happen like that. So I may actually split my classes for now, like maybe enroll them all in one big one, but also have like a group A and a group B just for now. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good idea, because like, not so much with the video thing, but if they're working on certain theory exercises and maybe you didn't have enough time to work on it with them in class, yeah, that's a good idea to do that. Because the stuff that they submit in Google Classroom, it doesn't get, you can, but it doesn't actually get, like, grades don't actually get inputted there. They still have to be put in on JPAN.
Correct. You can export them, and I mean, you can't export them from there to JPAN. So you can export them to a
Oh my
spreadsheet.
gosh, that'd be so perfect if they could, though. I wish that was
right.
make work, where we could just put it in one place and then put it into the other platform.
So do y'all think we're going to be, I mean, we're still going to be using JPAMs? They're not going to go with the grading stuff in Google to make it easy?
No, why would they do that?
Stupid me. Why did I think that?
Yeah, I doubt it. As far as I know, we're still using JPAMs as the official grade keeper. So
I think teachers like me would go running screaming if we had to learn something new.
Yes, but the Google one is so much easier than JPAMs. Like it's
The
way
information's already there.
yeah, especially if it's like a form that's, or something that's like multiple choice, because it grades it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when they submit it, it's just like, boom, done.
Wow.
But yeah, if they could link Google Classroom to JPAMs, that would be wonderful. But I don't think that exists. So,
at least not for us.
Well, I think that's where they're going. I think everything is going to eventually be the Google, but you know how long it takes them to get anything.
Yeah, it'll take a while.
So what about Moodle? Are we still using Moodle?
My principal said we are not using Moodle at all.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Which is, I just learned how to use it in March. So
Exactly.
We didn't have Chromebooks yet. So, well, we still don't have Chromebooks, but we're supposed to. Yeah.
During the whole COVID thing, I had to do Google Classroom for all the 4th, 5th, 6th, then do Moodle for the 7th and 8th.
Right, because they already had their Chromebooks, huh?
Yeah. It's been,
I didn't even
being by Gradle like I am, it gets really fun.
Yeah. So yeah, independent work we can leave on Google Classroom, like rhythmic or simple sight reading exercises, but then we just have to decide how we want to gauge if they actually worked on it. Because like I've already done quizzes, like before we were before the stay-at-home order, like we did quizzes once every other week where they went one at a time to one of 3 stations in the classroom or right outside of the classroom, and they did a recording of themselves, you know, clapping and counting through a rhythmic exercise, a solfege exercise or sight reading exercise on solfege, and I would go back and listen to them and grade them as a quiz grade. So I'm not opposed to listening to their responses if we have them submit, because we could do that through Google Classroom too. They could submit a recording, but then you have to go back and listen to them. So that's just like if you want to take the time to do that. But so yeah, those kind of exercises I like the idea of adding a video and having them do a response to it. Or yeah, like a musictheory.net, you can customize those and then send them a link leave the link on your Google Classroom. And so it'll like stop them after 20 questions, or it'll stop them after 2 or 3 minutes, like whatever you set it to. It can be set to a time limit or a question limit. And then you just have them screenshot their results and then attach it to the Google Classroom assignment. You can do that too. That's something I used to do for extra credit. If they needed extra credit at the end of the 9 weeks, they could do up to 3 of those or 4 of those for 5 points each or something like that. But they had to score within a certain, like 95 to 100% in order to get the extra point.
Could you kind of write maybe a tutorial, or does it have a tutorial on kind of how to do that?
It doesn't, but I can write it out. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Something else I did with my kids is I gave them solfege, music that they had to write in the solfege.
I was thinking about that.
And even if they're not singing it, they're still getting that. They're seeing it. Right. And, then we sing it in class.
Yeah, that's
I also make them write out the tiles and TTs on rhythmic exercises.
Okay, that's a good idea.
I know for my my school, my principal is very much like get them invested, because a lot of my kids are not signing up for choir. They're being placed in choir. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty much going to be just making sure that we have exercises that are, this is a popular song. Can you figure out what it is?
Like, that's a fun idea.
Like and then being like, okay, you tell me what music that I need to listen to, and then we can maybe analyze it and then find a way to kind of integrate. Let's go into some choir music eventually too. But
well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I wonder if we start to do some like basic sight reading in class together, that if we could post like a little clip, I don't know, somehow like an image of the first few lines of a pop song, and like their assignment is to figure out what the name of the song is, like, but they have to know how to solfege and they have to know how to figure it out on their own. So maybe maybe you like leave them the major triad recording or something, so or the scale or something like that, so they have some kind of frame of reference. That wouldn't be till
right later.
I won't be able to do that till like the end of the first semester, but
right.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Now you could write it out in MuseScore. Say write out, a line or a page, and then have them fill in the solfege, and of course, eventually they bring that in. We sing through it, and then they can, guess the song or whatever.
I'm hoping they get that flat extension approved, because then we could put it right into Google Classroom with that browser.
Yeah. With the MuseScore, you could just scan it really, and then put it into the classroom.
Yeah. I sent an email to Rosalind Hanson concerning all of that Music First, all of those apps. And because I approached my principal about getting several of those.
Yeah.
And her response was, of course, that the IT people will have to check to see if it requires the students to submit their personal information. And then the principal has to submit, the form or whatever. Of course, mine, it gets lost in paperwork, which is why I went over her head to Rosalind to try to get it done. But she said she was going to check on it some more, because I told her that we had several teachers interested in some of the apps from that.
Yeah.
And she said she'd get back with me, but
if we could get approved to get a subscription to like a theory website where they already have little assignments made where they can just do that at home, that would be awesome too.
Right, because all of that Music First stuff, I mean, it would cut down on the amount of time we have to create things and make up things. It'd be so much easier.
It would, yeah. I was talking about that with the band director at our school. We were saying we would split the cost if they could, you know, I don't know if that would make it any cheaper because we'd have more students, but, you know, we would both use it if we were allowed to.
Have y'all been on Music Play? Do y'all know anything about that?
What is
I've
that?
seen that come up on Facebook a lot.
Music Play?
I think that's what it was.
I haven't heard of that. I'll look into it though. And somebody was saying, was it at the middle school meeting yesterday, that there's already music things on the Chromebooks, like games or something?
Really?
Was somebody saying that at the middle school meeting yesterday?
Yeah, somebody said that. I have no clue. My
Okay.
Chromebook is sat over here, never opened.
Okay.
I'm on mine. I don't see any, like it would just be like in the apps.
I guess a couple of them said it. I think it was John, maybe.
Because I just have like Google Classroom, Zoom, Chrome Canvas, Calculator, Google Drive, Chrome, and Files. That's all I have in there. So
okay, maybe
I'm not
it was
looking
a
in the right
particular
spot,
school.
maybe so. But if one school can get it, then every school should.
Yeah, I mean, if it's been approved.
I'll ask them.
What is the guidelines, or what are your thoughts about it? I was thinking about having occasionally my kids that are not at school Zoom in to the class, because my reality was we're going to start the year and like our choir kids won't even know everybody in their class.
No.
So I was thinking, doing a couple of Zoom times where they got to like introduce each other and just at least get to see who all's in their class.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard anything about it, but I can't see why they would be opposed to it, because they were advocating for us doing Zoom meetings in the spring.
Yeah, they've got a whole list of they sent us out a whole list of things you can and can't do with Zoom.
Like,
I will say if the kids are using Zoom on their Chromebook, their video is disabled, so you can't see them.
Really?
They can only see you. Yeah.
why that?
Only the teacher cameras are enabled on Zoom for the Chromebooks. So then they'd have to use a different device, which was fine when we were not at school. But if they have a Chromebook, I don't know. Just something to think about.
That's interesting.
I asked Rosalind if she could find a time during these 12 days that we're preparing or whatever to pull us all together.
Yeah.
At least let us meet in groups and discuss these issues, and maybe even get with Inky and see what Inky can do to help us.
Yeah. I mean, we still would have to, we still would have to get whatever it was approved through someone else, because I mean, I think she could help once it's something that's added to our network, but until it is, I mean, she won't know. But I saw that they're having an itinerant teacher meeting on the, hold on, my principal sent it to me in an email.
Well, at least y'all's principal tells y'all what's going on, because we don't have a clue about anything.
I didn't know about an itinerant meeting.
No, I never heard about it either.
Any update he gets, he sends us a remind text. And then if it's an email that he forwards us, then he sends us a text to say, check your email for my forwarded message about whatever. So the first day back is health and school safety. I'm like, really, how long is that going to take? Well, maybe it'll take long for them because we can only meet in groups of, however many or less. And then the second day, the 21st, teaching and learning, including distance learning, effective lesson planning, and district expectations. That's the 21st. And then the 25th, that Monday, they're having professional development for math, pullouts, and a teacher choice board. So I'm assuming they'll have different things at each school where you can sign up or whatever to go to different sessions, but they're supposed to have a pullout meeting. And then y'all didn't get an email from Rosalind about that?
I just got the one, well,
Not as of today.
I got the one from her about Safe Start 2020. I sent her a program. Does she have a meeting on there yet?
That it, she just said, oh, maybe she didn't say it in there. No, I guess she didn't say it. So maybe it's not her that's doing it, but then who's doing it? I don't know. But anyway, he says there's going to be a meeting. So I wonder if that could include like at least us, because I don't know why they never plan anything for 7th through 12th grade. Like they have stuff for K through 6 to meet every once in a while. And it's not always the most effective professional developments, but at least it's a chance for people to get together and like kind of hash out stuff like what we're doing right now. And 7th through 12th grade, to my knowledge, doesn't ever get anything, because I have not had a professional development meeting with other music teachers since I moved to Fontainebleau Junior High.
Well, I know the answer to that, because it was on a half day that was records, that you had to give up your records keeping time. And most of the junior high and high school weren't willing to give up their records time to meet. That, you know, because like I said, I'm bigradal. I had to have all my grades in, you know, to be able to go to any of those sessions.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have them in before the day of. And the junior high and high school teachers hadn't been, up until now, willing to give that time up to be there.
Well, maybe I'll send an email to Kay and see if she can get us like a place to meet, at least by, you know, grade level or something, on one of those days.
That'd be great.
My room is huge. My room is absolutely huge. I could fit 30 spaced 6 feet apart with no problem.
I mean,
And I wouldn't have any problem hosting.
Yeah, they could do, I don't know. I would like to get together with, I don't know how that would be possible, all the K through 8 teachers, because there are some of you who teach elementary, middle, and junior high. And then have the high school teachers be able to meet somewhere together also. But I don't know.
Well, the problem in that is, as you saw yesterday, there's just really so many diverse situations that are so different from the 4th, 5th, and 6th than from the 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
And, you know, 6 gets kind of caught in the middle. I don't have a problem going to 2 meetings.
Yeah, that's true. As long as they maybe put them on different days.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, because I don't need 10 days in my classroom. And
I need 10 days to figure out what I'm going to teach.
Yeah, exactly. And meeting with other people would be more beneficial to me than sitting in my classroom for those 2 weeks.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, again, even if we can't, even if they won't bring us together, maybe, you know, Alyssa, you seem to be such a great organizer to do another Zoom, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say that. Maybe we could just Zoom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like during
Which
school
would probably be easier. Yeah.
during school hours while people are actually working and
At school, yeah.
going on. Yeah.
Arista, where are you at?
I'm at Boyette Junior this year.
Oh, welcome. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything I can do to help you, you know?
Thanks.
Call,
Yeah.
yell, scream, come.
I'm kind of honestly, I'm teaching keyboard this year, and I haven't taught keyboard before, so I'm kind of in this place of not sure what book to get. Like I have an idea, but I haven't stuck to it yet.
If you want to hang on for a little while after this meeting's over, then I can talk a little bit more about that.
So I have to teach a lesson, so I can't.
Like I said, why don't you and I hang out after everybody else leaves, and I'll talk to you about it.
Yeah, I can. I have to actually leave in probably like 10, 15 minutes for my lesson, but I can, if we can kind of get in contact. I
Write
can
my number
maybe.
down.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
guys. Give me just 1 second.
all right. What's your number?
504
Uh-huh.
723
Oh, wait.
8166.
So 5047
723
3
8166.
8166.
And my name is Pam.
Okay. I'll just text you right now and say, hi, it's Krista.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. I guess my thing, yeah, right now, kind of like what Carissa said earlier, is how do I keep the kids who are there engaged and make them want to stay there, even though we're not singing? That's my other
Right.
worry too, is that besides my numbers being low, which they are low, much lower this year than they were last year
Yeah.
already, is that once they realize we're not going to be doing what they signed up for, like pretty much at all in person, then they're going to want to switch. And
Yep.
I wish I could just say, hey, counselor, don't let them switch, but that's not a thing that they're
Right.
going to do at my
Yeah.
school anyway. I don't know how your office staff deals with that
It
kind of.
depends on if the parent pitches a fit. They don't like them to do it, and they talk against it, but if the parent calls, they give in every time. So
Yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if has anybody thought about something like relatively quickly, like at the beginning of the year, that wouldn't be hard to put together with them, that would, I don't know, keep them interested. I'm like, I don't really want to do a virtual choir thing, especially with a bunch of new singers. Like I would, I'm thinking about doing a virtual choir song for Veterans Day. But I don't know, something exciting that we can do at the beginning of the year that will kind of keep them interested. I don't know. That's kind of what I've been trying to brainstorm these last few days, now that I've gotten my brain wrapped around doing stuff in person and then doing other things virtually.
Have you thought about like just doing something more like rhythmically where they can kind of get a hold of the rhythm? I mean, like it's not singing. Or like, I don't know, maybe if you can do the humming, have them figure out a way to like hum and do percussion at the same time. Like I know that's kind of hard,
Or I
but if
wonder,
it's
like, if I could find something that's in two different parts, like something that has like a short
oh yeah,
part of a song that's, they can hum, and then
yeah,
some like cool, like different parts of body percussion they can put together. And then they
yeah,
learn both things though. They learn the humming and the different body percussion. We can record it and then put it together with, like, the next time when I see the rest of their class, be like, okay, here's the class humming. We're going to do the body percussion, and we're going to, while we listen to them hum. Like,
and I
put it
wonder,
together with all of them, maybe. I don't know.
I wonder
Look on
too.
YouTube.
Huh?
YouTube might have something.
Oh yeah.
Songs
I'm
with-
sorry, Chris. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, that's okay. Well, and I wonder if this is kind of what you're thinking too, Alyssa, where like you can have it where one group is humming in the beginning and the other part is doing percussion, and then in between they switch. Is that kind of what you were thinking?
Yeah, something where they can
Yeah.
do a little bit of both, but then also, and we can record ourselves and listen back to ourselves as a group, but then also record the other half of their class that I would see the next day, and record them doing both parts, and then put it all together so they can hear themselves doing the body percussion and the other group humming. And then in the second half where they switch, then they're humming and the other group is doing the body percussion.
Yeah. Okay, this is like a random thought I have. I don't even know if it's a good idea, but I'm gonna throw it out there. What if we had like almost like choir pen pals in the sense that like we're sending videos to like another school
Oh,
where
really?
like where
I
we
don't
can.
know. I don't know how. I know.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I understand what you're saying, but as far as the, what's the word? Privacy,
Right.
privacy stuff. I don't know if they'd let us send it out.
What if it was just an audio?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is an audio.
I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't even know if it's a good idea. I just thought of it.
We could, like, request with our principals if we could, like, if we have classes that are around the same time as each other, if we could set up a class to class Zoom.
Ooh.
I don't know if any of you have like a, you know, I mean, most of us have a projector, at least in our rooms. We can hook up to a computer.
Yeah.
If we Zoom like the teachers' computers Zoom each
Yeah.
other, and then,
Yeah.
but they have like kind of a view of each other's class. If they
Yeah.
can just, I don't know, like.
I don't think the times are going to line up because you got your early schools and your late schools.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. If we
And then my choir is going to be 7 periods. So,
Well, with the 2-hour blocks, I mean, you might even have like a 20-minute
they
section.
might overlap some. Yeah, because some of the classes are so long.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wonder if they would let us do something like that.
That might be cool.
I don't know. I'd have to ask. But like, yeah, I mean, that's still a question of confidentiality or privacy. But since it's all within St. Tammany Parish Schools, I mean, maybe we just send out a little, this is happening in our class on this day. If you do not want your child to be a part of it, send back this, whatever.
yeah.
Mhm.
To the parents, and we post it on the Google Classroom. I don't know. But yeah, that'd be cool. And then I posted that idea too on the Facebook page that I saw on another Facebook group about finding another school somewhere and doing like pen pals with your choir students and other choir students somewhere. I mean, it could be within Louisiana, it could be
Yeah.
another state. That's just something totally different. Or maybe you like connect with another teacher and you're like, hey, let's both work on whatever this means to us. Let's both work on, you know, teaching our kids this song. And
Yeah.
maybe my kids will learn this part and your kids will learn this part. We can write to each other about, I don't know, they can write to each other about the process, or I mean, maybe it's in just them writing to each other, venting about how much this sucks. Like, but
You know, it would be neat to do it east side and west side of the parish. That way, if we do get to do a junior high choir fest
oh yeah, they
at
could,
the end, then those two schools could come together and actually, meet each other.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good idea too.
Do
Yeah.
we have equal amount of schools east side, west side?
Mm,
We have what, 3 with us, Creekside, Slidell Junior, and Clearwood, and Boyette, so it's 4.
Yeah.
How many do you have on your side?
in Mandeville, Covington, I mean, there's Madisonville, Mandeville, Fontainebleau, Pitcher, Montleone.
Well, you know everybody's not gonna want to participate anyway.
That's
But even if our kids, did on the same city from say Clearwood to Boyette,
yeah,
Mhm.
that'd be a neat chance. Anything that we could have to actually get those kids to meet up together eventually.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just hoping that something comes together for the end of the year where even we can just do like
And pray.
some sort of invitational with them, something. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Do y'all have any other ideas of like Google Classroom things you can post or other things you thought about doing in class?
I thought about, and I mean, I have lots of ideas, but I don't know how feasible they are. I'm trying to think of like games and stuff to keep them kind of engaged. I'm literally thinking of engagement. That is like my principle's like priority is engagement.
And classes where they can't sing and choir.
Right. And like one of them would be like the idea of like almost like an atonal composition game. And be like, okay, so can be like we can do a section on atonal music, or like we can do a section on music, and like let's see about composing a song. What did we like about it? What didn't we like about it? How could we make it better? Just like figuring out, like based on what they know about music. And granted, that could be like later on after we've had more experience with theory and all that. I know last year I had a really hard time engaging them. So like I kind of went back to the beginning and I had them sing their song. and like they had a song that they sang, and that was kind of how I heard their voicing. Now, granted, they're not going to be able to sing, but I might have them try to do like a presentation, and like even if they have like a recording of them singing that they can share.
I wonder if you could do like not masked singer, but like, just audio, have them submit just audio of themselves and like
Ooh.
play like a 20-second clip and be like, let's guess who it was. I don't know. Or talk
Oh,
about
that sounds
about
fun.
only positives, only things that they liked. And
Yeah,
I don't know.
that would be cool. That'd be really cool.
You can throw one of yourself in there too, because or
Yeah.
of other teachers actually.
Ooh,
Like that.
Get
that'd
other
be a fun game.
there's always teachers in other schools that have been in choir before, and I'm sure they would like submit a little 30-second clip of them singing something.
Yeah.
But you'd almost have to kind of tweak their voice a little bit so they wouldn't know who it is.
I wonder how we would do that.
Unless,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
I mean, maybe not. Sometimes kids like whenever you don't have the audio, the visual component there, they can't always just pick up sounds as well.
Yeah.
Especially if they haven't been singing together.
that's
True.
true. They don't
Yeah.
know others' voices, and a lot of them, like, I mean, my school's only 7th and 8th, so like half of the kids that I have this year, or maybe more than half, I don't know what my numbers are exactly yet, but at least half of them don't know a lot of the other kids, not only in their class, but they don't know any of the teachers yet. So it'd be cool to be like, oh my God, that's my social studies teacher. And then other
Right.
people are like, I have that teacher too. Or maybe you can get clips together, and that can be something that they do on Google Classroom too. Like you do some in class and then do some online. So, or maybe it's a Friday only thing, or like not Friday only thing, but you only see them once a week. That doesn't make sense. Never mind.
Yeah.
Not a reward if you only see them once.
I think we'll see
one
half
group
of them twice a week.
Yeah.
Now, how are they working that? It's Monday and Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday.
And then Friday, every
other Friday. But then every other Friday, like the one Friday when they come, it's going to be 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th. The next Friday that they come, which is 2 weeks later, is 2nd, 4th, 6th, 7th. So you're only going to get them one Friday a month, because the other Friday that they come, they're going to their other classes.
That still doesn't really make a lot of sense. I know my granddaughter's school is doing Monday and Tuesday for Group A, then Wednesday it's shut down for cleaning, Thursday, Friday for Group B.
Yeah.
Wow, they're actually doing a shutdown. That's amazing.
That's what Central School District outside of Baton Rouge is doing, and I think that makes a lot more sense.
Well, I mean, the Wednesday that they're off, that is shut down, they would be distance learning.
Right.
That to me makes a lot more sense than this alternating thing.
It's definitely more stable for parents who are trying to figure out who's going to be with their kids when they're not at school.
Yeah.
You know the answer to that.
What?
How many of these parents do you think are actually going to be home with these kids?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Not a whole lot of mine.
No.
I mean, pretty much all the Fountainblue Junior High parents are working families. Like they are not going to be able to just take off of work 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law is having to quit his job or only go part-time if he can, and work evenings because he has to be at home with his kids this year. So, I don't know how many other families are having to do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd love to stay longer, but I forgot that I had to teach a lesson. So I have to go, but I'm
just
glad
call
I was
me
able
when
to-
you can. Call me when you can, and we'll go over all of that.
Perfect.
I got it.
All right. Thank y'all. I'll see y'all later.
Bye, Kristen.
Okay, so
Was she anywhere last year in the system?
She started like a month in at Montleone and Bayou Lacombe Middle and Abney Elementary. She was in Slidell, Lacombe, and Mandeville.
Yeah.
Every day, all over the place. But she started at the last second when Lori Ferry's stuff got finalized, I guess. It was like very last minute. Yeah, so any other things y'all were thinking of or wanted to talk about? I'm just looking for.
Oh, Pam.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Pam. I looked up that music play thing that you were talking about.
Uh-huh.
And I had done it because they had done like you can use it for free through June or whatever. So I did it some with my kids, but I will say most of it was blocked on the Chromebooks. Like I assigned a couple of things. Like they were fun little games, like little rhythm and even some like solfege, like listen and, is it sol mi, la, whatever. And all but like one of the things I had tried was blocked on the Chromebooks. So
why is it that they can at least purchase us something to get us through this year? And I guess that's what we need to maybe make some recommendations to Hanson and say, we need something. There's programs out there, but, purchase it for us for a year.
Being that we're the only ones in people teaching music that have to completely change like our entire curriculum. It's not just a matter of having to socially distance and do small group,
Right.
but we can't do most of what we normally do.
I will say smart music. We did the free trial at the junior high. We did the smart music free trial, and it was really cool. So we were going to see if our principal would buy it for us for this year. We haven't heard yet if she is. But I like that because you could assign things and then they could listen to it and then practice it with their part or just the accompaniment or whatever. And I think I never actually went that far, but I think there was even a feature where they could record themselves and submit it back for you to listen to for a grade. So we were going to see, the band teacher and I are going to see if our principal will buy it. But again, I don't know if she will.
That's to help them rehearse music, helping them practice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Or even you could just assign random whatever,
If you guys can, if y'all have used any of these programs, let me know what you would recommend. Because, all they can say if I go to Hurstis is he can either say yes or no. So, I'm very willing to beg, borrow, steal.
Mm-hmm.
PTA is always there.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm really, I might not do music K-8 this year with my 4th and 5th because of all this. Maybe that might be something better to ask for some kind of something that'll work for both groups.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying earlier though, I would definitely love if they would, even if they would just allow us to purchase through our own budgets or school, whatever, subscriptions to a music theory program, something that you could easily tailor for younger kids or older kids or beginners or whoever, that we could work on in class and assign assignments through that. That's the kind of subscription for a service I would find most useful, I think, this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't mind making part recordings or accompaniment recordings and posting that on my Google Classroom. I've done that the last several years anyway, but yeah, some kind of music theory based program that will go with whatever I teach them in class. That's what I want.
Yeah, especially if it has a solfege component.
Yes, but they have to make sure it's all unblocked on their end so our kids can actually use it. So
Well, I'll take it, maybe if you guys can come up with recommendations of things y'all have used or tried.
okay. For theory.
For anything at this point in time.
A lot of times when my kids have extra time or whatever, we do stations, I let them go on the music tech teacher and do some of the games on there. They tend to enjoy those a lot.
Again, most of those are blocked on the Chromebooks. So if you're anticipating them using them on the Chromebooks, There's only like 3 games on there that they were able to use. So,
So they can't access it on the internet and do it.
mm-mm. No, because there was one day Ken's got sick and I had to go pick her up. So I told all my kids, they went in the library and I was like, okay, go on this website. And the next day I came back and they were like, there was only 1 game we could do. And I was like,
You're kidding.
mm-mm.
Or
Something
on like
about
music.
like the JavaScript it was something bizarre. It was blocked. There was only like a couple
Somebody
different
yesterday
things.
said something about if the game needs Flash player, that it will be blocked because the kids won't have that.
Gotcha.
Yes, I think that was it. So just FYI, I mean, it's a great resource if they're not using a Chromebook. If they're using a Chromebook, it's not going to work.
Yeah, this is interesting because I mean, a lot of the things that we're brainstorming or whatever, we don't even know. Like, I've just given up planning at this point until I get to school. I don't even know what classes, when my classes are going to be. I don't know anything. They haven't told us anything. So I'm not going to put a lot of effort. I'm just doing a lot of webinars and getting information at this point. And then once I know, I mean, I might have 3 kids. I don't know. You know, who knows?
Well, the last I saw of my schedule, they had scheduled all my 8th graders. And all my 8th graders came back, which was awesome. But they hadn't scheduled the 7th graders yet. So I have no idea what that looks like.
Well, it's good. You could at least find that out. I don't have a clue.
Well, this is before, again,
tell me
you
anything.
know, that may be all different when you find out how many kids chose to not come to school, period.
Right.
That's true. I don't know.
Yeah, like I told my daughter today, this is the year of survival. You get through it. That's what your focus is. You get through it, you have fun with the kids, you teach some kind of music, and hopefully next year will be a better year.
Can they access YouTube on the Chromebooks?
It depends. I think if you link the video in Classroom, they can, but I don't think they can just go straight to YouTube, if I remember correctly, because there were a couple times I tried to do one and they were like, we can't get on this or we can't look at this.
We'd have to find a way to like embed it into.
Yes.
And not every
playing through the page and not playing through the website.
Not every YouTube will embed on Classroom.
Yeah, I mean, not every video.
About half of what I wanted to show wouldn't play for whatever.
So our slide presentations that have YouTube links or whatever, those won't work. We'd have to embed it.
I think so. Because a couple of them I would just send the links and it would work, and then sometimes the link wouldn't work, so I would have to embed it in. So your best bet is just try it, and if it doesn't work, then do it the other way.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah, whatever you put into Classroom, make sure you go back and click on it to see if it'll run, because half of mine wouldn't.
Well, but I had the problem with, like, I would put it in, and then I wouldn't, like, it would work for me. It would work fine. I'd be on my school Chromebook on Google Classroom and it would work fine. I'd assign it and my kids would come back and be like, oh, we couldn't access this. It was blocked or whatever. So, again, I don't know what the rhyme or reason is.
I need to know, I mean, we all should know why some of it works and why it doesn't, so we don't try to, like, put something out there and then
Exactly.
50% of the time it's useless.
Correct.
Okay. Or we have to figure out how to embed it, which they don't all embed, because when you upload a video to YouTube, you choose if you want it to be able, like, other people to be able to embed it or not. And so if the person who uploads it doesn't click that little box, then you can't embed it. Okay. All right. That's
interesting.
Good to know.
Just more to be stressed about.
Yeah. Well, if it makes y'all feel any better, I'll tell you, the junior high were fine because they're wonderful. But the elementary, Folsom Elementary, our principal emailed us yesterday and said she's retiring. So that's making everything super exciting there. So if you want more stress, you can share some of that with me.
I'm
Wait,
finding out every day that more of our teachers are retiring at Clearwood. I just found out today we've lost Miss Blair, and it's all the older people. It's like pretty soon I'm going to be the oldest one there.
It's a shame.
I get it. If I could retire right now, I probably would too. I'm just saying.
But I know one of my favorite teacher friends quit about a month ago. She's not coming back. It's too much.
No, whether or not I can deal with wearing a mask every day will probably determine how soon it's coming for me.
Hoping I get used to it fast because I don't have a choice.
Right?
Yeah.
I do not have a choice. Oh, Lord. Okay, well, I'm going to do for us what I'm going to do for middle school, which is all the little ideas that we kind of threw out there, or any web resources, which now we're finding out may not be that helpful on the Chromebooks. I'm going to compile like a list of those, a list of resources, a list of lesson ideas, and I'm going to put it on a Google Sheets page and share it with you so you can add to it or just look through it when you need an idea or inspiration or whatever. It gives us all something good to think about, I don't know, or to use.
Hey,
And
Alyssa, sorry. I did do a webinar with the Google stuff for like game boards and things like that, game board templates. If I can find those slides and whatever, because it gave a bunch of resources for for ways that you could configure games or things that the kids could do, like drawing stuff or doing whatever. And I have the slides somewhere. I can send those to you because that's a good resource.
yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, any resources like that you have, if you send those to me, I'll put them in my Google Drive and I'll share those out too. And I'm using, now this is what I haven't checked, is if I share something from a personal Gmail to a St. Tammany Parish email address, can you open it?
Yes, you should be able to.
I know you can't send from a St. Tammany Parish out of the district. Because I
Right.
tried that, but I'm wondering if you guys will be able to open something that's from outside of the district.
You
But I
should be
was
able
able
to, because I save stuff on my drive and open it at school all the time. I mean, I would think it would work the same way.
Okay.
Yeah, it should. But the stuff that you sent out today, the questionnaire thing, our information, do you send that from your personal?
No, I sent that from the new District 9 email address that I created because I didn't want to
Okay.
plug up my
But
personal.
it wasn't from the parish, so.
No, it wasn't from the parish. Were y'all able to open that?
Yeah, because I was
Okay,
saying
that
I
works.
could open that. But
Okay, good. So I'm going to keep sharing everything then through through that Google account. So it's just district9la@gmail.com. I just made it because I didn't want to save all kinds of stuff into mine and let it get lost. So I figured I'd dedicate everything. And that way, when it comes time this next year, probably, or the year after that, for honor fire stuff again, then I can put everything in there instead of letting it get lost elsewhere or like all mixed up everywhere else. And then these meetings that I'm recording for other people who want to watch later, through that Google account, I started a YouTube page. So all the videos are on that YouTube page. So people can go and watch them from there. They take up a lot of space on my computer. So just uploading them and then putting them in the drive and getting them off my hard drive. So
Well, we greatly appreciate all the work you're doing. You're doing awesome.
Thank you.
I hope just everybody can find someone to collaborate with or feel more comfortable asking, or find a new resource that hopefully we can use on the Chromebooks. I don't know, anything that's helpful is great at this point. So
And sorry about my alarm, just decided to go off all of a sudden.
oh no, it's fine. We'll trudge through this year, and it's probably not going to be great, but then we'll be done. And hopefully next year things are more back to normal. I think it's going to be a little while before normal happens again, but hopefully next year more normal. Whenever they can figure out a vaccine, I'm sure that's when we'll be able to start doing stuff again. So, and probably not before that. I just don't And if it is, then awesome. But I don't know. That's where my brain has been going. I'm not counting on it being anytime soon. Just it is when it is, and we'll figure it out because we have to.
Yep.
So, all right, cool. So I'll put those resources together, whatever we talked about, and I'll on that same document they'll have tabs for middle school, junior high, and high school, so you can get everybody's ideas that everybody talked about if you don't want to look or listen through all the meetings and kind of do a little quick scan that way. But I'll send that out too.
Someone wants to send out some music funnies that may help. Speaking of Sunday funnies, this was in Sunday's newspaper on the back of the comics. It's all about sound. So if you have anybody who still has their Sunday newspaper, it's really awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll see. I don't have paper, but I know a few people who do, so I'll see if they have it. Cool to like talk through. Any talking point, anything I can use.
Well, now we're going to have to get really outside the box.
Yes. Yeah, and any, like the game board things, any little thing you come across, share it to the Facebook page or send it to me and I'll send it out to everybody, or just go back and add it to this document so people can see whatever we've all been able to find.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It was actually through the webinar, the K-12
Okay.
Free webinar stuff. So putting it out publicly probably would be illegal, but sending it amongst ourselves would be fine.
Cool. Yeah, I'll send it in an email then.
Cool.
Forward that to me. Thanks. All right, y'all. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any tech issues that you want me to inquire about. I know you guys can send the email yourselves, but if more of us send a question about the same thing, maybe we'll get an answer faster or a solution faster.
Right.
Let me know. We can all email.
Also know that addressing Kay gets quicker response than addressing Rosalind.
I have not once emailed Ms. Hanson.
I did them both in the same email, and I was shocked that Rosalind was the one that answered, actually. So
okay.
I expected to hear from Kay, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So maybe I caught her on a good day.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll talk.
What we actually need, honestly, is since neither Kay nor Hanson have any background in music, we really need a music representative to them.
Yeah.
And maybe that's something we need to keep asking to do, to have, a music curriculum specialist.
I'm hoping that that's a thing that they eventually see the need for, because a lot of other school districts have one.
I mean, they have math and English. Why do they not have a music specialist?
I don't know. That's one of the reasons I'm getting my degree in educational leadership right now is
I was going to say I would vote for you.
Is in the hopes of one day, I know I need administrator experience before I can do anything like that, but I mean, St. Tammany, someone like that for the arts, even if it's music and visual arts, I mean, something that's different. I mean, we're not the same as PE and library. It's not, it shouldn't be all lumped together. I don't know. So,
and just to throw it out there, a band degree is not the same as a vocal degree. And band people should not be teaching vocal, and vocal people should not be teaching band.
Yeah, well, if we had a music supervisor, they'd know better than that.
But even you know yourself, even on the praxis.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just to have one practice for all music's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Just throwing that out there. Sorry. I'll get off my soapbox now.
I agree. All right, cool. Will y'all shoot me any questions or anything I can help with? And we're going to do it. And I'll see if I can get some kind of
thanks
for when we come back to school too.
Yep. Have a good year, everybody.
Y'all too.
Bye.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.